Now, I did play this. I'm going to retread over a couple things that I mentioned on Tuesday because it was just such a bad stream that there's no point pretending that people paid attention to anything that was going on. Jim Sterling did his 10-year celebration stream. For 10 years, since 2014 when he left The Escapist, he has never once missed a Monday. He puts out a new video every Monday and has done so very faithfully for 10 years. And in the very few times where he has not put out timely content, he actually had a backlog of content to put out just in case. So he has actually literally never missed a single Monday for 10 years. Actually, kind of in a situation where everyone pretends that YouTube is like the hardest fucking job in the world, that is a level of commitment that is unusual for people, especially people like Jim Sterling. However, me, of course, being the #1 Jim Sterling fan in the entire world, I did in fact listen to this entire video in its entirety, twice, actually. And it's not very funny. He's mostly sucking his own dick, almost literally. And instead of making you watch this entire video, I actually went ahead and picked out a couple timestamps, and we'll spend a couple minutes watching Jim Sterling together. I think you'll enjoy it in the wrong way.
Went too low. One of my proudest accomplishments is seen in the number of people I've talked to who said I was either a big part of or entirely the reason they became aware of their own sexuality or gender, that seeing me gave them the confidence to come out. To use queer parlance, I've cracked a lot of eggs. Throughout my entire career, I've been vocal and intensely unapologetic about being queer, and that visibility has been vital. I've always said visibility is vital, and I consider it the most important thing I have ever done. It cannot be merely shrugged off that a result of never missing a single episode meant my transition was done publicly and in real time, week on week, physically changing from the very beginning of HRT to now several years on. And I did that on YouTube of all.
I love that. This is what I used to look like.
HRT to now several years.
And this is what I look like now. Good job, Jim.
And I did that on YouTube of all bloody places. Even worse, on gaming YouTube. Jesus. Estrogen or not, that takes balls. Did coming out as trans femme negatively impact my career? Yes. Unequivocally, yes. Now you can quibble over the degree to which it did, but it did. That's just objective.
I wonder if that's a response to me, because if you remember when he did his under 800,000 subscriber stream, I pulled up his statistics and demonstrably proved that his numbers had been in decline before he came out, and they remained pretty steady in their decline. Like, it wasn't like it doubled or tripled in speed. It's like he's been losing subscribers at basically the same rate for years. Because his content is very stagnant, but I thought that was an interesting part. His pride. Imagine looking at Jim Sterling and thinking like, oh my god, if he can be a woman, so can I. His results are so fantastic. I just gotta replicate that with my own body as some kind of chemistry experiment. Look, guys, it's literally me. That's literally me. The cartoon woman is literally me.
A celebration's also hard because while I did not delete my pre-transition work, as some folks understandably do, I personally don't care to go back. So a retrospective of the Jimquisition itself would be next to impossible. It's just weird to see that man in my place. It doesn't upset me. In fact, I sometimes look at an old photo or two to enjoy how fucking awesome I look now. But I think I'd be proper weirded out if I saw myself from 5 years or so ago actually moving and talking. And I'd feel sorry for him, because he was fucking miserable. It's like when people call me Jim now. It doesn't hurt so much as feel like the Matrix glitched for a moment. It's just strange. And the other reason it's hard is because, well, I'm fucking tired. I've stressed and pondered and worked and written and talked and talked and talked about all this shit for 10 goddamn years. Don't know if I mentioned it's been 10 goddamn years. It is staggering that I've lasted in the face of YouTube becoming an unviable platform, this channel being basically done for, and this side of my career not really being something I can just sort of continue on its own. But for the good bits and the shit bits, I have gone the fucking distance. And you know what? I deserve better than I got. I don't care how arrogant that may sound. For all I've accomplished in this business, I deserve more than the business gave out. But I'm glad I had a ton of support from outside the business, i.e. everybody responsible for keeping this
I'll end it there. That clip. I just the part where he's like, I can't even do a proper retrospective on my career because if I see pictures of myself, I start to physically cringe and go into a psychotic state. I disassociate and do mental damage to my own person. I thought that was interesting. And then the whole point about him being tired. Oh man, I might have missed something. I did. I'll go back to that. I missed something because that first clip it was very long and I cut it off early. I don't know. Him just stressing that he's tired and he knows he can't do it for much longer. He hints, and it's not worth playing the clip of, but he says that he wants to go into video game writing. I've talked about it on stream before, but he's actually done a couple writing gigs for a couple indie games. He wrote a bestiary entry for some indie game. He plays an acting role in the Date Everything Nintendo game where you can date the lamp or like the bathtub or like the chat box itself as like a sexy character. He plays a character in that. He had a role in some other fucking game I can't remember. He's done some indie game stuff, and that's what he wants to be his career. He no longer wants to do YouTube. He hates doing YouTube. He hates video games as an industry in terms of like critical media. He wants to find some way out of this, and he knows it's not going to be wrestling, and that's the clip I'm going to circle back to in a second. But I did want to show this person on stream real quick.
Thanks to Jim's Big Ego as well. It's a fucking great song, that. And thank you to my husband, Phoenix Sterling, who helped put me back together during one of the shittest times of my life, who helped me find myself, who makes me happy and gives me confidence and encourages me to keep
It's insane that those are the best pictures that he has of this woman.
Damn love of my life. And finally...
Yeah, it's a reverse transsexual thing. He's the girlfriend, she's the boyfriend. It's retarded. It's just, these are such bad photos, and it kind of makes me think of, like, if you ever see, like, when they have, like, a poster of, like, a black kid that's gone missing, they almost always don't have a real picture of them, because I guess black parents don't take pictures of their kids, so they just have to go to Facebook and find whatever they're using for a photo, and their photo is usually, like, that Trayvon Martin shit, where they're standing around in underwear and nothing else, but holding guns and doing gang signs. So when they take that only photo that they have and they put it on like the milk carton, they have to write in text so that people don't complain. Only photo available. Because if you remember, there was that meme of the like a black woman yelling at like a local news anchor, like, "Oh my gosh, that's the only picture. That's the picture you gonna use for him? White people so racist and shit. How about something a little bit more dignified?" And then the anchor replies with like his picture from Facebook, and he's like holding a gun and looking retarded. It's like that because that happens if you don't write only picture available. So it's like, this is Phoenix Sterling. Jim Sterling, married to this woman, man thing. I have no other picture available for her. She just looks like this. Okay. I missed the part. Give me 1 second. I know what to look for. Okay, here. Oh yeah, this good stuff.
Despite being a physically disabled chronic pain sufferer with a herniated disc, I became a fucking professional wrestler. I had a career-ending injury before I started my career, and I've had historical achievements and influence in that medium as well. Oh, and by the time of publication, I'm the 612-day reigning and commanding PCW Women's Champion, and also a former title holder in Korea. despite never setting foot in Korea. It was never going to be a long in-ring career. In fact, I'm starting to think of my retirement plan, because for as good as it's been for me physically and mentally, the pain is outpacing the benefit now, and I'm going to be a part-time wheelchair girl in the near future, already shopping around. But the thing is, I did it. Because doing it is what I do. 612 days, toad fuckers! Oh,
So that's his crowning accomplishment, is that he got into some extremely niche tranny circuit of like fake wrestling shit and did play pretend in a ring around a smattering of audience. And he literally upholds this more than like his entire career of 10 years of video game reviews and analysis and game reviews and stuff. Like the thing that actually paid the bills while he was fucking around playing pretend like a little princess in a stupid ass mask and latex costume. He holds that up. But the fact that he's like crippled now because he's like 400 pounds and never bothered to lose weight. That's an interesting little aside, I suppose. Yeah, that's it. That's the stuff that sticks out to me in this video. Congrats, Jim. I guess he doesn't want to do in the video. He says he doesn't want to do 10 more years. So I don't know what he wants to do. I don't know if that whole video game writing shit's gonna pan out for him. But I will be paying attention, chat. Trust me.
Thanks for watching this clip. This is Willow. Remember to like and subscribe.